Joe McCall here. Welcome to Partner with Joe. And on this set of videos here, I'm going to start diving deep into some really awesome ways to contact landlords and for sale by owners and even expired listings. So let's get into it. All right. I just want to share with you a few things here. I'm going to be sharing my screen. I'm going to be referencing other videos that I've just done recently in the past that kind of dive deeper into how to do some of this stuff. Okay. But remember, high level, we're talking about free marketing strategies and cheap marketing strategies and high or more premium type of marketing strategies, right? The free marketing is just networking, picking up the phone, calling people and texting them, right? The cheap marketing, so you have to pay a little bit of money, and the money we're talking only a few $100 a month in terms of, you need a FreedomSoft account. I'm going to recommend some other services here where you can go and get, I'm going to show you the manual way to do it, but there's services that range from anywhere from $20 a month to $100 one time, maybe every 3 months or something, where they will go out and scrape the data for you. So it saves you a ton of time. You could do it yourself and take hours and hours and hours, or you could hire a VA to do it, and the VA, the virtual assistant, could do it, and you pay them a lot of money, or there's software and services that will just scrape those things for you. And I'm going to show that. I'm going to show those to you, those resources as well. All right. So this isn't free, but it's super cheap. I mean, we're talking, you need to get a virtual phone number, which is $4 a month. So we're going to be walking through those details. And also, I want to mention something else really important. This video, I'm going to be walking you through how I do this in FreedomSoft. The videos that I'm going to reference later on in future videos coming up here, I will be talking a lot about REI Simple. REI Simple and FreedomSoft is the same thing, but FreedomSoft is better because now it comes with an app. So a smartphone app for your Android or your iPhone. So in future videos, when you see me talking about REI Simple or I'm talking about FreedomSoft, it's the same thing. REI Simple was my white labeled version of FreedomSoft. But now with FreedomSoft, it's the same thing, except FreedomSoft, you have the mobile app. With REI Simple, you did not. Okay, does that make sense? Now, I'm going to share my screen here in just a minute, and you're going to see some of my kind of notes that I have here. And let's just dive right into that. All right, so when you're contacting rentals and for sale by owners on Zillow and places like that, I just want to mention this first because a lot of sellers, they're going to want full price. These are going to be houses that are nice. They don't need much work. And so when you contact them, this is where it's important to be able to give them multiple different options, okay? You need to be ready to give the sellers full price. And I am going to include down below a link to actually watch a webinar that I have, a class. It's called sloclass.com, where on that class, you can actually learn how to give sellers full price. All right, I just want to tease this again. I talked about it before, but you need to understand if there's a seller that's advertising a house for rent or for sale by owner, it's kind of already is nice. It doesn't need any work. They're not going to be super motivated. You need to have a way that you can offer them full price where they can take it on a lease option or owner financing. They're called creative deals, okay? And I just wanted to talk about that again because most of your deals that come from Zillow or Facebook Marketplace that I'm going to be talking about are going to be lease options or owner financing or subject to some of the more creative ways to do deals. Does that make sense? All right, again, you can go to sloclass.com. I'll have a link down below for that. You can check it out, okay? Now, where do you find these guys again? We talked about this before. Zillow, Facebook Marketplace, Go Section 8, and Craigslist. Craigslist, I'm almost not even interested in it anymore. There's so much spam and junk on there. But Zillow and Facebook Marketplace are the two best places I go. But I also like Go Section 8. All right. Now, I'm going to actually walk you through how to take these leads from Zillow directly and put them manually into FreedomSoft one at a time. But there's some shortcuts out there where these are two services that I use that will go out and scrape Zillow for you. In other words, instead of you manually going and clicking on each property like this here, clicking on this property, copying the URL, copying and pasting the address, scrolling down, copying and pasting the name and the phone number, and putting it into a spreadsheet or putting it into FreedomSoft, that's a lot of steps. there are services that will actually do this for you. And one of them is called My Plus Leads. If you go to joemccall.com/myplusleads, joemccall.com/myplusleads, it's going to take you to a place that looks like this. And I'm just going to show this to you real quickly here. I think you can see all this without the banners. We'll see here. Where'd it go? Here it is. So when you log in, you can go to search. And the thing that with My Plus Leads that's important to understand is when you sign up, I think it's like $50 or something, depending on what level you sign up for, somewhere around there. You have to pick an area, and then it goes out 50 miles from that area, okay? The other service I'm going to recommend, joemccall.com/scrape, joemccall.com/scrape is going to scrape the entire United States if you want. They'll scrape your entire county, the entire state. They'll scrape multiple states every week, so it's like totally way more flexible. So those are the two. My Plus Leads is a little cheaper, but Zillow, scraping solutions here, it's $99 one time, and they'll scrape 15,000. My Plus Leads will scrape it monthly, but it's only going to be scraping in your backyard. And I'll be talking more, and there'll be more videos in the future kind of talking about this. But when you do this, you can select a 7-day window, I believe, and you can just select all of the cities in your area. And this is, again, 50 miles from whatever zip code you give it at the beginning, okay? And you can choose for sale by owner, for rent by owner, canceled with expired, withdrawns. For this example, I'm just going to do for rent by owner, FRBO, with agent, with service. All right. And yeah, we can just do FRBO. Okay. And then you click submit. And every day this service will go out and scrape rentals, again, within your 50-mile radius, from sites like Zillow, from Trulia, and different websites. Also, they'll do for sale by owner on different for sale by owner websites. Zillow is kind of one of the main ones. And this example, there's 180 new properties in the last week that they have scraped. And I can take this, select all, and I can export it right here into a spreadsheet. So I'll show you, how to do that. And then you can import it into FreedomSoft and do your marketing. The same thing with scraping solutions here. Okay. Now I'm going to have more videos in future, and today and tomorrow, the next day's videos that show you exactly how to use scraping solutions. I like scraping solutions a lot. My Plus Leads is something that I like to use as well. So check out joemccall.com/scrape and joemccall.com/myplusleads to take a look at those. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is show you how to do this in FreedomSoft. So in FreedomSoft, you're going to need to get phone numbers. Okay. And if you go to settings, phone, I already bought several phone numbers. I bought 3 different phone numbers, St. Louis Zillow Leads 1, 2, and 3. All right. And I'm going to assign those to a new campaign. And the campaign is where we're going to do this marketing outbound from. I'm just going to set it up where it records the phone calls, inbound and outbound calls. So that green means it's call recording. Anyway, so I'm going to go here to leads, my pipeline, and here I am in, there's lists, there's campaigns, workspaces. All you need to worry about really is campaigns right now. So I'm going to select new lead campaign, and I'm just going to call this Zillow for rent. Just do 1. Okay. And this is going to be a manual campaign sellers. And here I can choose the phone numbers, and I'm going to choose all 3, and I'll explain why. It's because when you're sending out mass texts, you want to alternate between the phone numbers. Okay. You don't want to send the same phone number 50 a day with the same text from the same phone number. You want to be able to spread it from through different phone numbers, and you want to change the text on each of your messages, and you'll understand kind of what I'm saying here. We're going to choose a workflow automation, and I have one here in this is why you want to get FreedomSoft through my account, because you're going to get my customizations in here. So I have a workflow automation called Zillow Seller Lead Workflow, and this is the workflow automation that I use for Zillow leads. All right, and you can set your team for campaign permissions, etc. Create leads campaign. So what we have here is a campaign, Zillow for rent. I don't need that 1 here. I don't know why I did that. All right. So this is my Zillow for rent campaign. You can see I have 3 different phone numbers associated with this. And what I'm going to go to right here is the share thing. And this is a link that allowed someone else to add leads to this campaign without logging in. So if you wanted to, you can copy this link to your clipboard and give it to your virtual assistant or to your friend, your long distant relative, your kids, and they can start putting leads in here for you. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Zillow, and I just did a search for St. Charles County. I went for houses for rent. I did 2+ bedrooms. You could do 3+ bedrooms if you wanted. And I just did houses only. And I don't do anything and more. And I have here, if we look, 39 results. Now, if I wanted to, I could click right here, remove boundary. And now I have 334 results. And if I wanted more, I already showed you this the other day, I can zoom out and I can get even more. Zoom out again, 530. All right. So let's just zoom back into where we were. I want to do St. Charles County, Missouri. One of the problems with just limiting your search for a certain county is you're going to run out of records, right? But let me just show you kind of the manual way to do this, and then we're going to show you the shortcut way with scraping solutions or My Plus leads, okay? So if we click on this first property here, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to highlight the URL there, and I'm just going to put it right here in notes. I'm going to copy the address, and I'm going to put it here, but I got to kind of split it up. So I have to have the city, state, and zip 63385. So now I kind of have to delete that stuff there, okay? I need the name and phone number. Gyri Properties, whatever. And then the phone number 660. Now, one thing you're going to find out is a lot of these phone numbers are property managers or leasing agents or realtors, and that is okay. I'm going to show you how to market to them anyway and market directly to the owner. So I click add lead, and it just added the lead in there, right? So if I go in here to my campaigns and I refresh this page, all right, you can see I have 1 new lead in there. Let's do another one. I'm going to click on this one right here. I'm going to copy the URL, paste it there in notes, copy the address. This is Fallon, Missouri. Copy, cut, paste. And we've scrolled down here. First Key Homes. Now, you're going to find out that a lot of them are big hedge funds that own a bunch of properties. And so we're not going to be marketing to them all the time. One of the things you're going to see here is as we start scraping more and more leads, there's going to be a lot of properties that First Key Homes, they're a big hedge fund. There's going to be a lot of properties that they're advertising for rent, and they're going to have the same phone numbers. So when we start sending texts out, it's going to come back with an automated response. And so we're going to flag that number as do not contact. And so we're not going to be sending them any more text messages. And we're going to instead find who the owner is. And this homeowner, the owner of this house, is most likely going to be this large hedge fund. So we're not going to send them any mail. But all we're doing right now is putting all of these leads into our FreedomSoft campaign, okay? If I just refresh this page again, now we have 2 leads in there, okay? And this one is blank again. So let's go to the next one. All right. This house, copy the URL, paste it in there, scroll down. Again, First Key Homes. You get the address. Cut, paste, cut. Okay, and kind of fix that there. And then the phone number. It's the same phone number, isn't it? All right. But if you're doing this, you don't want to worry about that stuff. You just want to scrape all of them. And then FreedomSoft, when you start sending out the marketing, it's not going to send 10 texts to the same phone number. It's only going to send one text. And then in the future, when you mark that number as bad, it's going to stop sending any more marketing or texts to that number. Excuse me there as I drink some water. All right, let's get a house that's not from them. How about this one here? All right, this is Jim Manning. I know this guy. He's a good dude. All right, paste the address there. St. Charles, Missouri, 63033. Let's copy the URL. And Jim, sometimes I do the name and the business name. So it looks like this. Okay. Then the phone number, just copy and paste just like that. All right. Go to the next one. How about this one here? All right, Jerry Properties. Copy the URL. Now the big goal is to do, to send 30 of these, 50 of these a day, right? Well, that's a lot of work. But again, if you use these other services I'm showing you, it's much, much easier. And the phone number is 660. All right, add lead. Lead created. If I refresh this page, now we got 5 in there, okay? And if I open it up, you can see I have 5 here. Different numbers. Well, in fact, they're all different numbers, are they? But you can tell these first key, they're just going to be automated numbers. Now, you could have a virtual assistant every day go in there and do this manually, or you could do it yourself, or again, go to joemccall.com/myplusleads, and you can just get the data from MyPlusLeads and then import them into FreedomSoft, or you can go to Scraping Solutions and download them from Scraping Solutions and import them into FreedomSoft. The whole idea of what we're doing here is we're going to be sending text messages to these sellers, right? And so on the next video, I'm going to show you what to send to them, all right? And then after that, I'm going to show you how to do it inside of FreedomSoft, okay?